Okay, thank you all for our second session of today. Who's first in the chats? Okay, VSQ. All right, everybody. Wow, it's not first. Wow, a lot of good chats. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you, everybody. We got some very great names in the chats. All right, again, we're doing this live, live events. This is not pre-recorded. This is live. So this is what, we keep it real here at HandyCon. And today I'm excited for this session. Rithvik, I think he's up super late. I don't even want to ask him what time it is, but I really appreciate Rithvik. He's helped me out personally so much in the community over the years, getting things set up. And he's going to be sharing today about Bob wallets and non-custodial wallet for Handshake. It's a wallet that we should always be aware of. I know some people are overwhelmed with the technical parts, but let's get it rolling. Rithvik, I'm ready to take some notes too. I know you got a lot of great things to share today. Do you want to take it away?
Okay, great. So, hi, I'm Rithvik, and I'm a bit nervous, but let's just start. So I'm currently working on Bob Wallet, and I'd like to go over a few things. The first would be a comparison of custodial and non-custodial wallets and why self-custody matters, which we'll get in a minute. Second, a quick walkthrough of the two products that we have. That's the desktop app and the browser extension, and their features and their integrations. We'll also go through other possibilities that can be built on top of these apps. So, what's the difference between a custodial and a non-custodial wallet? A custodial wallet is where a third party controls your private keys. You're essentially trusting them to secure your assets and give you access when you need them. Some of you might have already have used a custodial wallet if you have used crypto exchange like Coinbase or Namebase. In contrast, a non-custodial wallet is where you have sole control of your private keys, which gives you complete freedom when you want to use them, your names or your funds or anything. And as long as you have access to any blockchain node, you have the freedom to use those assets however you want. So that brings us to not your keys, not your coins, which you've probably heard before. So the your keys in the phrase refers to your private keys, which is like the master password that proves that you own it. If you don't have the private key, you don't truly own your coins. You don't need given access to them. Some exchanges may have a daily withdrawal limit on your account. Some even limit where you send your funds. So if you don't own your key, if you own your key, your funds are self-sovereign, you maintain control over them and to whom you can send them to and how they can be used. One thing to note is private keys must be kept safe. If someone else gets hold of your keys or your seed phrase, they have access to everything. So you'll need to be responsible. And since we have domains and handshakes, in Handshake, we have not your keys, not your domains. That brings us to Bob Wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet. So first, the desktop app. It runs a Handshake node called HSD in it, and it can either run in full or SPV mode. In full mode, the complete blockchain will be downloaded and stored. That's about 15 GB right now and increases as time goes on. And this takes a few hours to sync. And it verifies every single block and transaction along the sync. And in SPV mode, only a few megabytes of block headers is needed, and it syncs much faster. In both modes, the application connects to other nodes, so it's completely P2P and verifies everything. Some of the things that you can do with the desktop app is you can manage domains, you can set on-chain records, transfer them, like NFTs, or basically you can do anything you want with your domains. You can participate in auctions. You can check, or even if you're not participating, you can go through the names and their records and any on-chain info. There's also a watch list where you can keep track of auctions and names, or names that you're not ready to start auctions for. Um, that's the right side, add to watch list, that you see there. Then there's the exchange, which integrates ShakeText, which will have a dedicated session later on by Kurumi. You can trustlessly sell names and even put them up for auction. Since there are no intermediaries involved, there is no need for brokers, and even during the transfer or until the transfer, you still own your name. It's in your wallet. Then there's deep linking, with websites can deep link to specific pages inside the app. So say a hosting provider wants to update your blockchain DNS on your behalf. They can open Bob Wallet with all the records pre-filled. In fact, shaketext.com is how, um, so let's see this name, which is currently in progress. Once you click fulfill auction, it opens Bob Wallet to the specific name that um, you clicked. So that happens with deep link. Um, then the desktop app also has ledger integration. Um, so you can use your hardware wallets to keep your funds and names offline and safe. This is a new feature added by Luke and will be available in the next upcoming version. It brings ENS's favorite use case to Handshake, where you can add addresses to names. So you can send HNS to names instead of having to type out complete addresses. We'll cover more, this in detail later on today in the next Bob session, and including on how to use it and how to set up your own names to resort to addresses. You can also sign messages with your name or the private key behind the name, and that proves that you own the name. And you can publish these signatures, which will have their own uses, which we'll come to in a minute. You can also claim the Handshake airdrop and reserve names directly in Bob without any CLI tools. This is another feature that we'll be covering more in detail in the next Bob session. So that was the desktop app, which is fully featured, I'd say. The extension is relatively new and doesn't do everything that the desktop app does. But it's meant for a different book. It has its own pros. It's similar to MetaMask, and it relies on a hosted node, so it's not an SPV or it's not a full node. But it is still non-custodial, as in you own your wallet keys and they never leave your browser. As it connects to a shared node, the wallet syncs instantly. It's almost instant, like a few seconds. The extension can be used to send funds and everything, but the real MVP is the API that lets you other web apps integrate with it. For example, websites like Naomi let you participate in auctions through the extension on the website itself. Also, with the extension installed, the browser can automatically resolve handshake domains without having to change any OS settings or browser settings for that matter. Other tabs or decentralized apps can make use of Bob's API and use Handshake's features similar to MetaMask or any other RPC-based thing. So here's an example of Naomi using the extension. You search for a name, you open the auction, it opens the extension where you confirm, and that sends the transaction. You can also send bids and reveals and other option things. And Nami has also integrated login with Handshake. That's another cool thing. And then there's applause by Publius, which is it's a site where anyone can post content, and then anyone with their handshake names can upload the post. For example, let's pick um, this one. So this is the content which is rendered in Markdown, and this is the hash of the content. You can select a name, and then once you upload, it opens the extension which can sign the content, and that signature is saved online, and that proves that, and the signature can be verified with Bob that the owner of violation signed the message. It's another cool thing. So similar to MetaMask, Bob brings Handshake to your browsers and allows you to access Handshake-enabled apps. Bob also acts as an identity provider where you can create unique cryptographic proofs that you're the rightful owner of a particular name. So what could we build in the future? With Bob acting as the identity portal, we can imagine an email service where instead of logging in with a password, you just sign a message with Bob to access the inboxes. The services can be compatible with existing internet by using a proxy such that every name owner can have a proxy email like Rithvik or at shakemail.to, or by using decentralized identity, we're one step closer to community. And this is interesting, which is on the roadmap for Bob. Can't say when, but um, we'll have it. So this is where when you're comparing Namebase and Bob, the one major factor would be that you can't set records directly in Bob like you have Namebase DNS. So we can have DNS registers where you sign the records with your own key and upload it to servers which are maintained by Bob or Impervious or other um, orgs, or maybe your own. So if the registrar uses a decentralized data layer such as Skynet or GunDB, or what Luke's doing later on, we can have a truly unstoppable DNS for Handshake. And finally, social media. Last year, we had a proof of concept social network called Nomad, where anyone could register their domain name as a social handle. Um, that would enable a whole new demand and dimension for handshake domains. For example, how much would you pay for a Twitter account for 100K followers? What about a handshake domain that has that many followers? Anyway, these are just some examples of what's possible. If you own a handshake name, you own a piece of the new internet. And I think there is no better time than now to build stuff. Please feel free to reach out if you're interested in collaborating or anything, or to talk about anything really.
Okay. Thank you,
I think
Rithvik. Thank
that's
you.
it
There's a
from
couple
me. I
questions
think
in the
there are a few
Q&A. We
questions.
have about 5 minutes left for questions, which is great. Do you see the Q&A tab, or I could read them? And there
Okay,
were
where
some
do I
chats.
start? Okay, let's go
Actually, there's
backwards.
lots of questions.
Um,
Do you want to pick a couple? I can help you.
so yes. The chat is applause.chat. I think I'll type it here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. My bad. So the domain search feature is in the list is very limited. That is true. Maybe you could have something that fuzzy searches domains, like we need a better search page. Yes. If you have any ideas, please feel free to leave an issue or even a comment over here on how it could be improved.
Yeah, and then Rith, can you hear me? Oh.
So domain, okay. I'm trying to.
Yeah, he's not hearing us for some reason. We were testing before, and
We used to
you
get
hear me?
seed HNS for incentivizing hosted a full. That's true. Right now, there is no incentive to running a full node, except it gives you complete access to the blockchain. Yeah, this needs some thought. Okay. Security. So the extension itself has a similar model to what MetaMask is. So it's not possible to steal coins in the sense that the coins and your keys never leave your browser. But again, you've seen MetaMask phishing sites and websites, so it is possible. Ledger support for the extension is coming. No dates though. I think Tetra is working on it. Auto renewals and Bob Wallet, I'd say soon. But you'd still need to keep Bob Wallet open, or at least open it a few times regularly. Is there a real cat Bob that was inspiration for the logo? Yeah, it's based on a handshake mascot, which doesn't exist anymore. We'll see if it's somewhere. It should be part of the repo somewhere. The next Bob Wallet update to its UI to organize domain names. This, what would you like? What's your opinion on how it can be improved? I'd love to hear about that.
Hey Rith, can you hear us at all?
I think everyone can hear us except Rithvik can't hear us.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we remove him from stage in a nice way. I'll chat to
Yeah.
him.
I'll just yeah, we'll let him know what happened.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. I don't think Rithvik could hear us speaking to him. I don't know what was going on with that. But we got some Q&A in there. I'm glad you guys got some questions off on there. And we're gonna move into a short little break before our next session. So yeah, go get a snack or something, and then we'll see you back here in a little bit. Mike, you got anything else?
Let me check. I'm seeing a lot of chats. There's lots of feedback. I mean, this is exciting. This is a live event. But yeah, last year people wanted more networking. So this is a 10-minute networking break. So you should see the table mode. Hopefully you can find some people there that are you want to connect with, but we're listening to your feedback from last year with networking. So enjoy the 10-minute break, or get a coffee, or get a soda, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you, everybody. And also there's a free HNS.chat SLDs for HandyCon. Jordan, he'll be sharing later. It's a new app, and you can get like Mike.HandyCon. Don't get that one. I got to register, so don't squat on Mike. I'm gonna try to get Mike, but if you want to grab that, we'll put some directions on. Okay, everybody. So see you in a break and see you in the next session.